Guys, I want to welcome you back to the farm. I hinted at this last week, and I'm really excited to share this with you. This is a toolbox that was owned by my great-grandfather. Probably dates to the early 1900s. However, there are several tools in here that go back further than that. Probably tools of his dad and tools that he inherited. So over the next couple videos, I want to share with you guys the tools that are in this box. We'll try and explain some of the tools because there's a lot of tools in here that are really a mystery, and we'll look at how some of those tools were used in some of the projects they were used on. So let's take a look inside. So this toolbox is incredibly large and incredibly heavy. Rough guesstimate, this thing probably weighs 400 pounds, maybe more. It's got its original skeleton keys, and it actually uses two different lock styles even of the keys, and it's got a drawer in the bottom, and it sets on some pretty large steel caster wheels. I have no clue how they would have hauled this trunk around back in the day with some of the automobiles that were available. But just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek of some of the things that are in here, you can right away see some spoke shaves, some miscellaneous tools that are down in here, an absolute ton of hand saws of all different types. We've got some tools for siding that are in here, and some chisels that are down here, some plow planes, and there's all kinds of things and all kinds of little compartments that are just hidden with inside it. And what I want to share with you guys today is this plane right here. So let's take this inside where we got some better light, and let's take a look. Today I wanted to share with you guys this Fulton compass plane, and this was more than likely made by the Stanley Tool Company, and this is based on a Stanley 113. Now this plane got the Fulton name because it was made by Stanley for the Sears and Roebuck, and it was made to meet a certain price point. So the Fulton line of tools was generally kind of the entry line of tools, or the cheaper line of tools they had, but shares a lot of similarities to the Stanley 113 and works essentially the same way. The neat thing about these planes, if you have never used one, is that they have an adjustable sole on them. So you can plane not only a concave or a dished surface, but by turning the handle, you can go very quickly to planing a convex surface. And these work relatively well. If you've never used one, they're not bad. You tend to only be able to use these on the downhill stroke, and you do get a little chatter with them, so sometimes you have to clean it up a little bit with the spoke shave. But it's kind of a novel idea, but works pretty well. Now these planes were not generally used by everyday craftsmen. They were most likely and more often found in shipbuilding yards and in fine furniture shops, and coach builders used them a lot too in making carriages and buggies. So why this tool was in my great-grandfather's toolbox, who was a carpenter in a very rural Missouri community, where they did a lot of farming, is the mystery. Was he using this tool to make curved stair railings? Was he using it in cabinets? Was he repairing a buggy? Was he making furniture? We don't really know, so that's the mystery behind this piece. I'd love to hear how you guys think it was used, or how you use your compass plane. So in the comment section below, leave me a message, and let's start a dialogue about this piece. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, be sure to give a thumbs up below and also subscribe. I'm also going to put a link in the description box below to last week's video in case you missed that one.